Bang. Cotton candy bang. Hey, voice for the voiceless. Good afternoon, everybody. So, I was sitting on this and I'm like sitting here thinking, so this morning, Natasha started a new channel, right? And I was expecting her to come back maybe with some, you guys, this time around, it's going to be different. It's going to be new. There's certain rules on the channel, no dragging other people. Let's go about it a different way. And, I actually kind of felt sorry for her when I listened to the first one, and then I didn't because I know how she operates. And then right before this live stream started, I was listening. She went live on her new channel talking about creators that ride her coattails. And I'm going to tell you right now, in this community, when you're talking about somebody, you're going to put their name in the title. So right now, Natasha Cooper, you are my content. Just like Gabby Petito was your content when you celebrated, I think it was 10,000, and you used that name over and over and over repeatedly. And then you celebrated a channel while somebody was missing and then their body was found, stuff like that. So if I have a personal experience with you and you're going to bring up stuff and ask people, what did I ever do to you? Then I'm definitely going to answer your question of what you personally did to me. Okay. Hold on a minute, guys. I got to check on my baby. Hold on 1 second. Give me just a minute. Checking the monitor. You know what? Gather around while I slap this one on the tit, please. Thanks. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! Sorry about that. I had to breastfeed my newborn. I actually have 5 newborn babies. So if at any point during this live stream I have to hit mute or pause or anything like that, please just stand by. Okay, I'm not one of those people who breastfeeds in the public eye. Okay. Hey, Purple Butterfly. Breastfeed on camera. Hello, Country Joe. Who gave me a child? I really don't know because I got pregnant. It was like a 2-month pregnancy. It was before I met my boyfriend. So I'm not sure. However, so I love you living like Phoenix. So I just wanted to say, as far as people, because I don't want to come on here and not offer some sort of resolution. I have no problem Natasha coming back with the channel, but here's the issue that I do have with her arrogance. As I briefly, and I wasn't even going to talk about this, but she went live right before I sparked this one up. And I saw that she said, she came back with the same arrogance. She's like, I have a bigger following on a brand new channel and more views and more people than all your channels put together. Now, Natasha did say in the previous video to that she was sad. She felt lost. Scarlett, thank you, Scarlett. I appreciate that. My money is helping others. It's so sad you had to go to the casino. I appreciate that. But she said she's walking around sad, right? But then she comes on and she all of a sudden has this arrogance on this new channel. And you know what? I have no problem with her having that channel up, whatever. But you think she would come back with a little bit more accountability, class, stuff like that. And she doesn't. So she turns around, and Natasha, I know you're probably going to listen to this because you don't answer your phone or anything. So that's number one. That's my first problem with you, is as a friend, I would wish better communication, and we would have had a really cool friendship because I communicated with you directly when I had an issue with you making fun of my girl, Mrs. Portland. And I went directly to you and I said, I don't agree with this. I love you, but I'm just not coming in your chats. And you made me content on your channel. So I am going to respond to you in a positive way, and hopefully you can listen since you feel lost. And you've been, sitting down in quiet time a lot. So hopefully you have a little bit of time to listen because you came back very arrogantly on your channel like an adult bully and you said, they got nothing without me. And you're talking about numbers again. That is the reason you're walking around sad. You realize that, right? Because you rely on that number each day to keep you a happy person. You have a beautiful family that seems loving to you, but you're putting your self-worth not on the subscribers because they come in and out like a revolving door. So you don't have a connection to them because, again, in your own words, your quoted words is you don't trust anybody on YouTube, not even the people who offer you their platforms, not the people that give you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and pretty much nobody. But you trust their bank account, you trust their donations and their money, but not their like emotional support really, because you always say yourself, you are very confident, you stand on your own, but when you don't have people like gathering around you nonstop, you become lost. So you need people basically to make you happy, and that there's no problem with that. But for somebody who comes on here very arrogantly, and you know what? I'll even give you a chance and listen to your new channel to see what you have to say. But 3 videos in, you're already bringing up, I'm better than you. People watch me more than you. I got views. You're using my name. You've used plenty of our names, plenty of times, and been very unkind. Okay. So when you do stuff like that, you're coming back. And if you actually look at your audience of people, and listen, I don't know what happened with Parker, so I'm not even going to commentate on that. Um, well, I love you too, Kate Rand. But as one of your friends, I can speak about this because you don't speak to me privately. You won't, and you never have when you've had an issue with me or anybody that I know, really. It's always publicly. So, all the people that you have used for content, whether no matter who it be, Siren, Scarlett, Granny's watching, anybody, to anybody that you've ever used for, whether it be sad fishing, donations, content on your channel, of course they're going to respond to you, but I don't want to do it in a mean way because I really am trying to better myself. So let me get into some of the issues that I have with you because you asked that question today. So I'm going to tell you. Now, the first issue was when I met you, it was under bad terms because you were like telling me and Mexi to stay away from the Chris Watts house because we were doing lots of true crime. We were doing content in true crime. See how that works when you're interested in a different subject or have something on your mind, you move on to that. So you're not everyone's content. And you were by far, if you look back in the history on my channel, I had plenty of lots of really good content with lots of views, if you want to look at that, before I even met your ass. Okay. But you did threaten and say, stay away from that house. You shouldn't be there. And I had no idea who you were. And I had lots of people messaging me saying, this lady, Natasha Cooper, is going off on you on her channel and blah, blah, blah. So I checked it out. I think I went in there and said something and you're like, get the hell out of here, blah, blah, blah. Right. So next thing you know, the cops are showing up at the Watts house when Mexi was there. And they actually let him stay. They just told him to stay across the street and it was perfectly fine. Now, do I think you called the police? I think you did, in my opinion. Thank you, angels among us. Here's $10 that you can't dump into the slot machine. I appreciate that. You remember that, Mary? Happy birthday, Tinksy. So I don't know if you did or not for sure, but somebody did, and it was because of you. Stirring up the pot and stirring up trouble. And as a matter of fact, you're sitting here saying nobody has content without you. I met you by me being your content when I didn't even know who you were. Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny how that works? I literally met you by you making me your content. That's how we met. And then we made peace and we're kind to each other. Now, I'd be lying if in the back of my head I didn't think maybe you were a little bit shady, but I was getting to know you because I like to give everyone a chance. And you seemed very sweet. And then, of course, everybody knows about my I was completely cigarette free, alcohol free, drug free for 2 weeks short of a year. And Natasha becoming my friend, of course, I spoke to her about my sobriety struggles, just like I spoke to all of you about it. Nothing was a secret about that. And once I came out of the sobriety closet, hey Mandy, I was out and I was proud and confident. Well, much like Natasha seems to ignore when her friends are going through a hard time, she always says, "None of you know what I'm going through. Not one damn one of you know what I'm going through. You'll never know." So it's either she's better than you, has more followers, or she has more haters. She's always going to win on the more haters and the more followers because she always wants to win. She also always wants to be the one who's more pitied and needs more sympathy. So, what Natasha seems to forget is I've had tons of hate channels who she's welcomed into her community, and I haven't said a word that made videos on me nonstop about my sobriety. Now, I was pretty weak um, up until probably, a couple of months ago, and I'd get very offended when people would talk about my sobriety because, I mean, that's just something that it should be private, but I didn't keep it private, so that keeps me open to being vulnerable. But it just hurts, especially when you're disappointed in yourself. When I relapsed in June of last year, and she was there for it. She came on my panel, comforted me. She called the hotel nonstop that I was staying at. And it was a fall. I fell on my ass. And a lot of that, I'm not going to blame it on my haters, but a lot of that stress that led up to, thank you, Tia. A lot of that stress that led up to me relapsing, a lot of that had to do with YouTube. Now, is it people's fault that I relapsed? No. I did that to myself and I allowed myself to relapse and I abused myself. Um, but the stress of YouTube, I was allowing to get to me. So I definitely know, Natasha, what it feels like. You're not the only one on here. Like you always claim, nobody else's feelings. That's why I would, first of all, if I have something to say, I'll say it to the person directly if I have an issue, or I'll say it on my channel or reach out to them privately. I've never needed you to defend me or any of that kind of stuff. But here's what you did. As soon as you and I started bickering because I went to you privately. Yes, my baby's sleeping now, pussycat. I went to you privately and told you, I'm not going to be around your community. And this was what, a couple months ago, because I didn't like you making fun of my Mrs. Portland. Now, this is long before me and Mrs. Portland fell in love. Yes, Amy, Nikki did call the hotel nonstop. My friend, darling Nikki, and Natasha took accountability for a lot of that, like saying she was the one there for me and blah blah blah. So as soon as her and I, and I really wanted to talk to her about it. That's why I sent her a very kind message privately. All of a sudden, I was getting dragged immediately. Now, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this if you were her friend and you did something that she didn't like. Okay? You will know what I'm talking about. She immediately went on her channel, said how disgusting I was, how terrible my singing voice is, and that I'm not sober and I'm lying to you all. And then she proceeded to say that my fundraiser that I was raising at the time for a lawyer, which, by the way, folks, if you followed me around that time, you would know, and you can go to my playlist, Debunking Rumors. I have showed every receipt that I've paid my lawyer. Every receipt. I even gave his name. Some of you guys contacted him. Okay. Natasha knew what I was doing was valid and that I had a valid case. She immediately went up and to the person that I was involved in the legal case with, she was very welcoming to them immediately, of course, just to make me upset. And then she also started saying that my fundraiser was shit. Okay. And that was a lie because I've showed everybody the proof that it was a very valid fundraiser of what I was going through. Yet she's sitting there raising money, showing no proof. And here I am having her people come over to me and ask for refunds, which, by the way, I won all of the disputes. Once you donate money to somebody on PayPal, if somebody asks for a refund back and it's a donation, you get it right back if you fight it. So I'm not talking about that to complain or have a pity party, but I just find it very odd that it's so quick to turn on somebody like that. So in the future, if she's going to keep this channel up and she's going to make friends or whatever, I would suggest that maybe you be a little bit more loyal and kind. And if you're going to separate ways with people, then you can just do that without dragging them on your channels, Natasha. And when you make fun of people's looks nonstop and all that stuff, and you just, I mean, that's why your community is a revolving door. You do have a lot of people that care for you, but I was one of the people that cared for you. And you know what? I still do. But you're fucking mean and you can't be trusted anymore. Jen, thank you. Just to show a little appreciation and love to treat Michael. He's out of town right now, but as soon as he comes back, I will. We're giving her props for threatening Granny's watching's minor child. Got it. Who did that? I don't know what you're talking about with that. If Robbie can show proof, so can she. Absolutely. And I did that. And see, the thing is, though, when you gain a follow, because Natasha will sit there and she will talk about her following and she will brag about it. And that is what defines her, is her following, her views, her subscribers, and all of that, right? That's what makes her truly happy in life. It's not her everyday life. This morning she was talking, she doesn't even want to look in the mirror, whatever. That's because you've relied so much on a community of people that you've treated poorly. Now, you often sit there and talk about people like you're bigger and like Natasha, you are not Paris Hilton. You are not Donald Trump. You are not, this big, huge person who needs to be bowed down to. Just like you say often, you're a person with feelings, but you forgot to say that yours are the only one that matters to you. I don't know any other moderator that left. So when Natasha was doing that, I raised my. Here's the thing about a retainer. If you guys don't, I mean, I'm sure some of you know a lot about the law and stuff like that. Yes, she is no Paris. Thank you, Jenna Flora. Appreciate that. When you retain a lawyer, there's a retainer, and how a retainer works is anytime you speak to them about your case, anytime, even on the phone, in person, anytime they type up something for you, whether it be a cease and desist, whatever it is, that's taking time out of their hourly pay, which is usually pretty pricey, right? So my retainer was $5,000. Thanks to you guys, I raised 3,000 of that, and then I put the other 2,000 on my credit card, which I'm still paying off. Okay. So for Dorothy, that was for you. If you want to see the receipts of, even I showed you guys the receipt that I paid $2,000. So Dorothy, you need to educate yourself because you're forgetting that I also donated to my own legal fund. Okay, you're forgetting that part. But see, the thing is, you don't look into things before you speak at all. But when you have a retainer, you're already my Paris Jets mom. When you have a retainer, that is getting sucked down very quickly. So a lot of people like Surviving the Storms and other people will say, oh, please, Robbie didn't pay $5,000. You don't do that. His lawyer did minimal work. So my question for Dorothy is, Dorothy, what work do you know that my lawyer did? Do you want to know? I know how Dorothy's going to answer that. She doesn't know because she's never looked into it. The work your lawyer put together, let alone receipts. Absolutely. My lawyer put together great exhibits for the first time I went into court, and that was a lot of work. That was hours of work. And my lawyer was, I think it was almost 200 something an hour or something like that. So I went through my retainer pretty quickly. So my question, and it's always, I said this before, if you're getting money, okay, vintage, hold on, I gotta put vintage in timeout. She likes it. If you're getting money from people and raising money for anything, really, I think it's important to show receipts. Now, what Natasha continues to say is, I spoke to my attorneys today, and this is what they said. I spoke to my attorneys. I've heard that a number of times, and I'm guessing her retainer is going to come quick to ran out before she could even sue anybody or anything, is what she's claiming she's going to do. But that many times talking to your lawyer, that's freaking expensive, dude. That is expensive. Also, I don't remember who it was this morning, but they were saying that if you truly do have an attorney and stuff and you're getting booted off of YouTube, your attorneys would definitely probably advise you, wait until we get this done before you start up another channel. Don't break the rules of the platform that you're on. But her attorneys are always talking about us, right? And telling her what she needs to do with this and that. Me personally, I'm pretty sure I never donated to Natasha's fund because I was a little sketchy myself, of what was going on. And I was waiting myself to see, proof or what was going on or what exactly the money was going into before I donated. So I never donated because that still has not happened. Okay. And I'm still waiting for that to happen. I couldn't believe my ears. She don't think it's the thought that counts. It's how much you give. I have never seen anything more gross. Just out of curiosity, isn't it against terms of service? I could be wrong, Amber, but I think if it's like copyright and stuff like that, you can keep your other channels and stuff. I think if it's terms of service, you can. I don't really know how that operates. But I'm just saying, if she's going to be here, why not learn from your mistakes and stop coming back so cocky? Because out of curiosity, can you just hit a 1 if you were or thought you were friends with Natasha and then all of a sudden she dragged you? I'm just curious because I'm a hard one. Okay. I'm a hard one. Still waiting on my Team Tasha bracelet and signed mugshot. Did you order one of those and buy it and not get it? Because I will say I ordered like a under eye face mask. Hey, Jackie. And that was like weeks ago. And I mentioned it the other day. I was like, I still didn't get it. And her excuse was, you never gave me your address. And I showed you guys, I actually did give her my address. But even if I didn't, don't you think she would ask for it and say, hey, Robbie, we're about to ship this out to you. Remember the thing that you paid? It was $17 mine, and I gave her 20. Okay, that's $3 extra. Okay, that's a lot of money. And so don't you think she would have been like, hey, I need your address so I can go ahead and get this shipped out to you? Nope. But she did refund my money. Thank you, Tia. Love you too. Can you imagine being banned from somewhere and still showing up over and over like, damn, NC, you have been banned from the party, stop coming back? Well, and see, the thing is, if she's going to do that, I wish she would do it and come back and like have content. Remember, if you're talking about stuff like this, it's not content unless it's her feelings. Okay, then that's content. But the thing is, Kelly the advocate, you offer your platform while you're physically threatening Crafton, and then you allow her to come up. And here's the thing about Kelly the advocate. You are a piece of shit, in my opinion. And here's why. You always talk about like, peace and getting, people not bullying and stopping your harassers. And, you're always talking about being an advocate for like violence victims and stuff like that, while you actively are up there bashing people's looks with Natasha. What kind of fucking advocate does that? And you're sitting there laughing like a child, like two little children on a panel. Oh my God. Do you hear their singing voice? But you're fake as shit to people. And listen, to any of you guys, if Natasha ever does a karaoke live stream again, you guys are fucking stupid if you're going to go up there and sing. Or you know what? If you do, I suggest you go up there and sing like shit on purpose. Because either way, remember, she said, that's why I always turn my camera off when people are singing. They're terrible. And these are her friends, Karaoke night's supposed to be a fun night where friends gather around, right? Good friends, right? Bunch of people that you don't trust singing up on a panel together. Meanwhile, every single person that has been on her karaoke panels that she has been friends with and then stopped, she ends up talking shit about their singing voice. Which, who cares if you're talking about it? But the point is, it's telling us exactly what we really, truly need to know about the true Natasha Cooper. And that is that you don't speak your mind. How about Natasha selling drizzle sticks on her daughter's channel? I still have yet to figure out what a drizzle stick is, if somebody can inform me. I kind of saw a little bit of that. Who do you love being around, Robbie? Ooh, I love being around my boyfriend. I love being around Carol. I love being around love and laughter and funny people. She does tarot and then karaoke. Well, yeah, it's not the voice. And the other thing is, I mean, it just goes to show, and it's not even about singing, okay? You can go up there and just be on her panel with her. And she will sit there if she gets mad at you in the same day that she had you on her panel, and she'll say, "Oh my God, I'm so glad they're gone. Oh, they were so boring, or they had no personality. Oh, every time I just had to mute and talk shit about them. Yeah, I will tell you exactly what's on my mind because I got that Southern sass, and you better just deal with it, Shug." How is that being honest? You're not honest. You're not honest about anything. And at this point, I would request, even though I haven't donated, if you're going to continue to raise money from people, you should definitely show what the fuck you're raising it for. Because that's not fair to people. While you're sitting there bashing people, trying to get other people's fundraisers shut down or in trouble when I'm showing proof of my fundraiser. Again, I'm sorry when pigs fly. I thought you were a troll because of Natasha, but you said Natasha told me to tell her in private if I disagreed with something. I did do that. Next thing you know, she's calling me out by name and calling me names lots of times, right? And she doxed you, right? Yes, that's how she operates. Okay. Hey, Denise. Now, do I think she's a scammer and stuff? No, but I think, much like because shit, when I go to the casinos, oh my God, I could definitely get addicted to that for sure. If I had money flowing in nonstop. In my personal opinion, I think she's addicted to that ding, 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 ding. It's like whether it's a video game you're playing or a super chat or a PayPal or you're winning the jackpot on, a slot machine, whatever it is, I truly believe that that's what truly makes her happy in life. And she consistently will talk about people like myself who have struggled with addictions over and over. And you know what? To be honest, I'm going to be talking about my friendship with Natasha. I was asked by Ask Your Bartender. She made a community post and I responded to it. And so in about an hour, we're going to be on her channel. I pinned that in the chat. But being a friend with Natasha is I mean, technically like being friends with a brick wall because she really doesn't give a shit about your feelings. And I know that sounds like really blunt, but it's the truth. If you have ever brought up a problem to her, whether it be in her chat, on her panel, or privately, she's like, "That's your problem. Those are your issues. Deal with that. We ain't talking about that on my live stream. Okay. This is my live. You take that over to your live stream. If you have a problem with each other, you block each other. Okay. That's not my business. I got my own problems." Mods, drop my new link from my new PayPal. I know, Sarah. I'm going to check on the baby here in a few minutes. I wanted to stream for about 5 hours straight before I checked on them. I'm just going to check the monitor if they cry, though. So, hey, Angela. You've had friends like that taking score the moment you meet. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, being friends with Natasha, it's consistently like by default, she's better than you, right? She's better than you because she has a bigger following. She's better than you because she's more popular than you. She makes more money than you on YouTube. She has a bigger chats, bigger subscriber count. She is the queen and nobody, and she's always going to hold that. If that's truly what you need is to sit up on your pedestal to make you happy and you build your own pedestal while climbing on top of everybody and knocking them down while you go to the top, Natasha, well, your pedestal got knocked down. And that's why you're walking around your house, like you said, lost, sad, don't know what to do. You feel like a ghost going to everyone's chats on YouTube. Did you ever stop? Remember you said this morning you can't even look in the mirror? That's probably because you're fucking ashamed of yourself. I wonder where the 20K is to. I see a lot of people hashtagging that, but you know what? I had no problem sharing my attorney's information, no problem sharing my receipts. What are people going to do? Harass a fucking attorney? Is that what she's scared of? That people are going to harass her attorney? You would be stupid to harass somebody who has money to sue the shit out of you, and they could probably represent their fucking self. Okay? Show the fucking proof. Thank you, that girl. That's all you got to do. But again, you're probably going to have to show the receipts that your retainer is in fact running out because you've talked to your attorney so many times. Can I ask you guys a question? Because my attorney, I think, was like $250 an hour or something like that. So we'll just go based on that. What is 250? Does anybody know? Because I know a lot of people watch her a lot. Does anybody know maybe an estimated hours that maybe she spoke with her attorneys? Because we can multiply that and see how quick this retainer is going out that all of you donated to. That way you see how much she has left when she tries to sue your ass. That's what I'm hearing. Tira, I saw that Krama Vault posted a poll of, do you think she was buying this makeup to sell it for like a higher price? I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't really know who she is because you got, and welcome that girl. To be honest, even as friends, I didn't really know a lot about her. You know, it was very, friendship with Natasha Cooper is a one-way street. You know, I usually, with my friends, I just send them funny stuff to make them laugh, or I'll send a goofy voice recording and stuff like that. And here's one thing that really irritates me about Natasha. As her friend, I would try to cheer her up. You know, if she was sad over pathetic shit, I'd be like, here, watch this. And she'd be like, not now. Now's not the time. I want to cry instead. Because if you cheer her up, then the pity party ends. Okay, you see how that works? No cheering up. No, not when money's flying at the screen. Buy things for cheap, then sell them for a higher price. I mean, that would make sense. Why does she have a lawyer? Because she's being harassed on the internet. I don't know. I don't know. When I got my lawyer, it was to represent myself because, again, we're not going to get into it, but there was a false restraining order put on me, and I had to represent myself and prove that it was absolutely false. And that's what I did, thanks to a lot of you guys. Geminis do love to laugh. That is correct. I love when Robbie makes me smile. You should see the size of the blush stick I got that I paid $25 for. Is it small? Is it really small? Being at home and catching all of these lives is crazy. She had 3 birthday fundraisers, filing 1 PayPal and a silly name daily, then putting another one straight up. Well, again, and I say this to all of you because, I mean, you should know. Nobody warned me, but if you do, if you ever get monetized, make sure that you are putting money aside to pay your 1099, your taxes at the end of the year for your YouTube channel, or, you know, whatever else you're going to have to claim. Because you're going to end up having probably to make fundraisers to pay the taxes for that. Huh? That makes sense to me too. I have no problem with her needing help, you know, because she made a lot of money last year on YouTube. Okay. We've seen it. It's always flying towards the screen. So that's a lot of taxes she's probably paying on that. Just a thought. Okay. You have a hard time believing she uses it for an attorney. Well, the other thing is too, when you make a retainer, you want to let them know like what's going on. You don't just say, hey, you know what? I need you as my attorneys. There's some shit going on YouTube over here. Tell you about it later. Okay. I'll tell you about it later, but I have a lot of questions in the meantime. So please answer them for free. That's not how it works. When you go to an attorney, you say, this is my issue. And the attorney either says, you have a case or you don't have a case. Just like when I went to my attorney, he said, you definitely have a case. Let's do this. And then I could put his name on a freaking billboard if I wanted to. I shared the shit out of his name. His name is Chris Ponce. He's an attorney up here in Broomfield. Okay. That's who the fuck it was. That was my attorney. It's not hard, like, to give that information out. She swore up and down that people were going to be served after the first of the year. Well, anybody? Was anybody served? Anyone? No. No. And you want to know why? Because and and here's the other thing too, because one of the reasons that I got myself into a sticky situation with the person I had legal issues with was because I was running my mouth too, and I was gaslighting them and pissing them off. It was back and forth. Okay. Her and I are never going to agree on stuff, and that's fine. But I often wonder, hell, maybe if I wouldn't have pissed them off so bad, maybe I'm not saying it's okay what they did to me, but hell, if I wouldn't have done that, I don't think I would have been in the sticky situation. So my attorney told me, he was like, I've looked over your content, on your channel, and I would suggest, because he saw that I was starting to approach things in a more adult way. And he was like, keep doing that if you're going to do it at all. Don't go on there and cuss people out. That's like fucking stupid. Okay. At least your attorney didn't object to his own question like Amber Heard's. Fake lawyers, fake babies, fake drama, a lot of fake going on. There is a lot of fake. Wait, hold on a minute. Oh, okay, Mandy. I was like, you got served? Don't scare me like that. I'm so scared of getting served. If she had lawyers retained, she would not be talking about anyone, much less the 8th channel on YouTube down. Listen, because it says for a fact, okay, that the fundraiser she did for $20,000, that was for is it cyberbullying, right? Cyberbullying. While she's going up on her channel, meanwhile, she's raising all this money for cyberbullying. At the same time, she's putting Mrs. Portland's videos up, picking her to pieces physically, and tons of other people, but going hard on somebody who's very open about having disabilities, but she's raising $20,000 for cyberbullying. And her attorneys have been keeping count. Her attorneys are watching. Well, I'm sorry, but if my attorney was watching me drag a cute lady every single day, who's very clear and blunt on her channel, Mrs. Portland is very blunt saying, leave me alone. And you're gaslighting the shit out of her, okay? And pissing her off to the point where she is going to say mean shit to you. And I often wonder if you did that just so that you would have something to respond to, Natasha. And the other thing, Natasha, is you often go on your channel and you do this. Mods, drop my PayPal. And you sit there quiet and you talk about other people all the time who are very talented, people who edit videos, people who sing, people who do makeup tutorials, people maybe that cook. I don't know. Your following also has channels too. I don't know if you knew that or not because you're so self-absorbed, Natasha, but your followers also need support from you as well. It should go both fucking ways. Okay. So when you say they don't have content, well, you know what? At least they put their time and effort into fucking doing something that isn't sitting down all day and dragging people anywhere from 4 to fucking 15 hours per day. That is your content. And you continuously say, they don't have content. Okay. All right. We don't have content. So then when we do fucking make content, okay, like on my music channel or something else, all of a sudden you judge their fucking content that they put out. Oh my God, they can't sing. Oh my God, do you see their makeup? It's so stupid. Nobody fucking watches them. Which one is it? Do you want them to get content or do you want them to fucking sit there and talk about you all day? Because no matter what people do, Natasha, the reason why you don't support your followers that have channels is because once they start a channel, they automatically become your competition. That's how you see it. That's how you see it. My friends that have channels, shit, I'll promote the shit out of them because they promote the shit out of me. They'll either hit the like button when they come in. They'll just fucking come in here and chat. They'll support me by sharing me out. They'll support me by going and coming up on my panel. They're supportive. So you don't sit there and take all that support. Give me, 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 give me. It's all about me. This is my channel. Don't drop your link. Stop talking about other creators in the chat. Don't mention other creators' channels in the chat. Now, I understand if you don't want to cause problems in the chat, then don't talk horribly about other creators, but you usually allow that. You allow the promotion of people if it's dragging them and bringing them down and talking horribly about them and making them cry. You'll promote them then, but you have a huge problem with people dropping your friends' channel links in your chat because they are interesting people. I checked out a lot of people that have come from your community that have channels, and they're pretty entertaining. So they're your competition, and that's why you don't want them shared out. Okay? It is BS, just Brit, and it's selfish because you wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for the people coming and supporting you. And if you can't do that in return and at least give them some sort of support, say hi in their fucking chat. Do something. You don't have to watch their whole live streams, but you don't do none of that shit. All you do is watch the people that talk horribly about you all day long so that you have something to fucking talk about or make a new fundraiser about. How do I see this ending? Well, I hope it ends with her maybe being more kind because obviously, I mean, listen, she's going to keep coming on her friends' panels or starting new channels or even live streaming on Facebook or wherever she is. I don't want her canceled completely. I don't want her destroyed. But I sure would like for her. I don't even need an apology. It would be fucking nice if she apologized to people, but I don't need that to feel better about myself. It would be nice if you saw a change in her demeanor and her character and the way she treats people, but she does not do that. And she will not take accountability for the shit that she does to people ever. It's always, what about me? What about the things you've done to me? What about my channel? What about my family? What about my income? Think about the things you've done to me. What have I done to you? That's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, is the shit you've done to me, but you won't take accountability for it. Thank you, Patricia. And then you have naive people like Surviving the Storms and Kelly the Advocate that, I mean, they have to know that you're using them. Now that you started a new channel, if it's up, bye-bye Kelly and Dorothy. You don't need to use their platform anymore, so see ya. Unless something else happens, right? And I don't think Dorothy and Kelly can be that stupid. They have to know that you're using them, but you have to know that they're using you as well. They're using the shit out of you. I don't know how she has a channel. She probably had a bunch of backups. But Natasha, if you're going to use it, change your fucking attitude. That's why there's people that have an issue with the way you have treated them. Come on and fucking do your true crime or something. Shit. And you always talk about, all of these channels that are, I have seen some hateful channels that have said some mean stuff to Natasha about her. And I don't like that. Have you pissed me off? Yeah. But I'm not for that. But you sure as hell, you have no problem supporting people who trash your friends all the time. Because remember, you speak for yourself and it's not your business. And block each other if you don't like each other. You don't want to see them, block them. Block them. I don't have time for this shit. I don't have time for this shit, Shug. Stop fighting in my chat. Stop bringing up other people's channels in my chat. Tia said she likes Save Robbie and that she will watch who she wants. I think Tia's fantastic. I think, and you dirty hooker, scroll through my entire channel, you idiot. You should change your name to you idiot. Or I'm an idiot. Scroll through my channel. Okay. Go look at my most viewed videos if you're going to go there. But again, that's a Natasha mentality. And I don't care about, she's always like, oh, look at that. They're live and they're talking about me. Yet she says, stop sending me screenshots. Stop sending me people's videos. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. and she'll sit there on her phone. You're literally watching her sitting on her phone. Oh, did you see what they just said about? They said that I can't raise enough money today. And it's a setup the way she does it. Okay. Because what she does is she'll throw it out there and say, because she wants you guys to get offended and be like, how dare them say I won't give her money? We'll show them. Let's show them and give her like $20,000. That'd be fun. Okay. And she'll literally put it out there to offend you so that you show them that you're gonna just piss them off and give me money. It'll piss them off, guys. Let's start a new fundraiser. We'll piss them off. We'll raise like $20,000. It'll be fun. Hey, beautifully broken. Hey, Lycan. And she sets it up like that. By the way, you're a fool because you've been made fun of. Who has, Mandy? But all of a sudden it becomes, I'm better than you. Hey, Tammy, I'm better than you. I have more viewers than you. People like me more. But again, you have to remember, if I didn't have a life, okay, if I literally had time and I didn't have anything to do in the outside world, to sit here in a chair all fucking day long, I bet you, shit, if any of us did, we can build a pretty damn good channel, because that's all you have time for. That's all you're fucking doing is live streaming for 12, hell, live stream for 24 hours a day. Shit, you'll probably get 10,000 views on that video within a day, even if you have 200 followers, because you've been streaming all fucking day and people are like, oh my God, this person's still on. Of course you're going to be able to build a channel if all you do is sit there. And then you're going to sit there and say it's your job. But even at jobs, they have like policies not to trash your fellow employees and all that shit. There's a code of conduct. And if this is your job, you have fucking been really mean to your fellow employees. And you dirty hooker, what is hateful here, by the way? What have I said that's hateful? Because I don't hate Natasha. I don't hate anybody. I'm jealous. We're all jealous of Natasha's success. Well, that success came crashing down with recently. I don't know if you've missed that. Okay. Listen, I am not jealous to sit down all day and scream. Okay. Getting up, getting your blood flowing, maybe taking, like, we all take breaks. They always help. And realizing, wow, I spend too much time maybe watching TV or on the internet or whatever. That's a miserable fucking life. And the thing is, if you are putting all of your comfort into this platform, it can be gone like that. If you're basing your happiness on, oh my God, my YouTube channel's gone, what am I going to do? Fucking get a life? I don't know. Shit. I mean, I've thought about that multiple times. Like, what would I do if I wasn't on YouTube coming on? Probably work out more with because my boyfriend got me working out again pretty good. I definitely probably have like a perfect body because I've been working out lately and spending a lot of time at the gym and stuff. And I actually sprained my knee. That's why I'm like sitting today and have more time. But shit, I'd be definitely doing pretty damn good, because you guys got to admit, this is a pretty toxic place to be if you can't handle shit or if you get too involved in stuff. And that's why I do want to address things that are bugging me, but I don't want to do it in the way that I used to. Because I mean, look, it ended in court cases. It could end in, just hurting and being sad. Just like Natasha said this morning, she's lost. Well, you know what, Natasha? Maybe, and this is just a suggestion, I'm not saying you have to do this, but it feels really good to apologize. It feels really good to say, okay, you know what? Shit, man, I'm an asshole. You guys have really made me angry. You've made me really mad. Man, I've been an asshole. I've said a lot of mean stuff to you. I'm not going to make any excuses. It just, fuck. I'm so sorry. I really am fucking sorry. I'm going to try, and maybe you'll fall and maybe you will cuss somebody out and be a dick again. But just to have a reset, maybe people wouldn't be reporting your new channels you're making. If you just came up and said, you know what, listen, I'm going to try my hardest to stop being a dick. It's really hard, because it is hard. I know that. It's really hard not to fucking scream at people. Maybe do that. You don't have to go into detail. I don't think apologies need detail. All you do is say, fuck, man. Because if I apologize to everybody I've been mean to on YouTube, fuck. I would have to make a whole series. But if you just say, look, man, I'm having a hard time. I like to hurt people's feelings when I'm angry, because I do. Oh yeah, this is very, very true. You dirty hooker, you're definitely going to see, and everybody does. Everybody sees, if you are friends with Natasha and you have a different point of view, or maybe you don't do something the way she wants you to, she's going to turn on you too. I mean, it's just, that's the way it is. Okay. Is she saying Robbie would be nothing without MC? Robbie was here way before Tasha. Do your homework. I'm making stupid comments. Well, the thing is my YouTube channel doesn't define who I am. I define what my YouTube channel is. So I am myself in my everyday life. I enjoy my life. It's actually been getting really cool and a lot better. And if I lost my channel tomorrow, I would still be able to talk to fucking tons of you, and I would still live my happy fucking life. I mean, that's just the way it is. Period. YouTube does not make my happiness. It's fun. It can be a lot of fun. It's really fun talking to people. It's actually, I have a lot of fun going into people's chats, because I actually fucking support other people's channels besides myself. Natasha. You don't really see Natasha in people's chats unless she needs something from you. Can you ask? The problem is, hey, Mrs. Portland, I love you. Hey. If you are sitting there and you have a platform and you're going on there every single day, I've learned very quickly, I'm my own fucking problem, dude. Sitting there and, oh my God, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick and tired of this. Well, then listen, it's really shitty, but you have to swallow your pride and stop picking up the stones that are being thrown at you and throwing them back. That's what you got to fucking do. Yeah, you take the time to support other people. But what's really shitty is Natasha is the person that will say, stop promoting channels. And I heard you say this, Amanda Zananda, and it's really fucked up, because there's so many people that have helped you with your channel. Me being one of them. I think I've shared you out a couple of times. I heard Amanda Zananda say this, and Natasha said it too. I think this is where she got it from. She said, somebody said, hey, can I drop my channel link? Or can I? No, they were up on her panel and said, can I tell you what my channel's about or whatever? No, don't talk about what your channel's about. Let's sit here and talk shit about people instead. Let's bring people down instead of lifting them up. And Amanda Zananda said exactly what Natasha said. You know what it is? No, I'm sorry. I can't listen. If I shared your channel, then I have to do it for everyone else. And then it becomes a thing. So what the fuck is the problem? So fucking tell people about their channel. They're in there giving you support, fucking supporting your channel. Hello? That is the most selfish bullshit thing I have ever heard in my life. You know what you're telling people when you do that? My channel matters. And if I share your channel out, then I'm going to have to help other people who are supporting me. And I'm actually going to have to return the favor and support them as well. And I don't want to do that. I just want to support myself, because I want you to come here to my channel instead of going to theirs, because I'm the coolest and I plan to be the best on YouTube and stomp on everybody until my pedestal gets knocked down. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to come to you and ask you to share my channel link. Because that's exactly what Natasha's doing right now. Make sure you share. You see everybody? You see Kelly, the advocate, Jessica with the K, all these people. If you want to catch Natasha live, here it is. And that's great. I think that's great. You guys are supporting her. But when the fuck has she done that for you is my question. You probably can't think of a time, can you? Because she doesn't fucking do that for her friends. Don't drop links in my chat. Mods, delete that. They just shared someone's channel. Delete that. That's how it works. And now here she is. Share out my PayPal, share out this, share out my channel. What the fuck did you do when people asked you to share out their channel? You had a problem with it. Because God forbid you take the time out of looking at your phone the whole time while you're streaming when you could be looking up from your phone and use that time instead of listening to your haters while you're streaming and support the people that support you as well. Ever fucking think of that? And again, I'm not religious, but I have a great relationship with Christ. And it's a little bit it's dysfunctional on my end because I don't always listen to what God tells me. But Natasha, God is talking to you right the fuck now. You are listen, it's called idolatry. And I'm not trying to preach, but in my personal experience, lust, idolatry, gluttony, all that shit fucking is unhealthy for our mind and our bodies. You are making yourself an idol, Natasha, and you idolize yourself. And there's nothing wrong with loving yourself, but you are obsessed with yourself. You're obsessed. And that's all you want. Nope, it's all about me. And so when that shit gets knocked down and you get knocked down off your pedestal, all of a sudden you don't stand on your own anymore and you need us to share your channel out when you didn't give a damn about anybody else but yourself the whole time. Jeanette, I definitely won't become friends with her again. I don't hate her, but come on, I would be stupid. If I was friends with Natasha Cooper again, I would be incredibly stupid. Because, I have literally seen her telling me she loves me the same day that she's dragging me and telling people that I'm a drunk, telling people horrible things about me. It's like that. It's the flip of a dime. And once you cross her anger, she's just going to fucking talk shit about you. If you're self-conscious about yourself, she's going to talk about your looks. Maybe you're confident in yourself. Maybe you're confident in your music. She's going to trash your music. Maybe your husband cheated on you. Well, she's going to drag you and say, well, you can't even keep a husband. That's probably why your husband cheated on you. If you have a drug problem, she's going to call you a crackhead. But while she's your friend, she's going to be like, oh, I love you. I'll support you. She barely says that, but you know what I mean. If maybe you lost custody of your kids or something, she's going to talk about that. She's going to drag you for that. That's what's going to happen. And, she sits here and wonders what people did to her. And that's why I was like, well, make it another video with Natasha Cooper's name in it. And I'm going to respond to her. Every time you see your name in my title or tagged, it's because I'm responding to something you said, and you are my content, Natasha. Because that's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about something else, that's my content. If you look over my fucking channel, I talk about tons of different shit. That's my content. I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about on my platform, just like you do. Shig. And you tell people if they don't like it, don't watch. So, Natasha, much like the people that have given me advice, I'm starting to get better self-control with it, is if people are trashing you and talking shit about you, then fucking ignore it. If you have something to say to respond to them, then respond fucking in a more adult way instead of fucking dragging people, drawing penises on their face on your channel, threatening to share their nudes or their jack-off videos or whatever, and then fucking getting in trouble for it. How about start there and start with accountability? She mocked Mandy C's situation. Bingo, exactly. And how many years ago did Mandy C's situation happen? I'm not even going to say what it is because it's not even important, but that too. It's anything and everything that Natasha knows will hurt your feelings. She's going to use it against you, even if you talk to somebody she doesn't fucking like. Or she's going to be passive aggressive and not tell you her true feelings until you turn your back to her. And then she's going to talk behind your back on her platform. And then you're going to text her and say, what the hell? What's going on? Do you want to talk about it? And she's going to just fucking keep running her mouth on her platform. Natasha, Maybe God has taken away your platforms so that you learn to communicate with people better in real life, and then you can take it over to your channel. Because I'm one of the people who's been a very good friend to you and tried to communicate openly, because that's what you do in a friendship or a relationship. You're truthful, even if the truth hurts sometimes. It's honest, and you're giving somebody constructive criticism or just saying, hey, I don't agree with this, because we don't agree with all of our friends. So when I did that to her, she completely fucking snapped on me. So what do you? I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to sit there. And if I have a problem with what you're doing, I'm not going to condone it. And I'm not going to sit there with my mouth shut and talk shit behind your back. That's your job. I don't do that. Have you pissed me off and I've probably called you some names or whatever? Yes, because you're very frustrating to deal with, because you have to do everything publicly. And that's why we're here doing this. That's why you're being responded to like this. She will read your father's arrest records on her channel like she did a single mom with 2 kids that needs YouTube to feed her. Yep, it's anything. She'll use anything. And a lot of times she'll do it subtly, almost like, I don't know. She'll just like the drunk thing. It just goes to show how much she really didn't support my channel or pay attention to me as a friend. And I understand, I have tons of people that communicate with me on a daily basis via email or whatever, lots of people. So I understand, but if somebody's your friend, she should have known that I drink every once in a while and it's not a problem anymore. But as soon as her and I ended our friendship, what did she do? She ran onto her platform and said, Robbie's still drunk, by the way. He is not sober. He's not sober. He's lying to you guys to try to make me look like, I'm like, clearly you don't pay attention to my channel, because even sometimes I'll drink while I'm streaming and have like a White Claw. That's really all I like to drink. But something like that she knows that was something like my meth sobriety is something that it's a disgusting memories go along with it, and it's painful to think about. So when you sit there and you want to use something like that against somebody, Natasha, you're the fucking weak person. And her fighting with Mrs. Portland, she knows is way too easy, because she knows Mrs. Portland will snap because she's been very open about being bipolar, and it's very easy to do. That's why she does it. And then she'll have something to respond to, because Miss Portland, much like myself, when we get angry, we usually say some pretty foul fucking shit. But don't listen. If you don't want a fire to explode, don't fucking pour gasoline on it. That's what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Okay. And is it true that I caused the MRB thing? Listen, Mommy Ramblings and I have our own past. Do I get along with her or like her or think she's a good person? No. In my opinion, she's not a good person. She has lied about me. She has gaslit me to the point where I've snapped on her. And Natasha said herself, listen, I never asked Natasha to stick up for me. Natasha was the one who said something about Mommy Ramblings' hair to begin with. And then all of a sudden, they started fighting from there. So, much like Natasha says, if I have an opinion, I'm usually going to tell you myself. You're going to find it out from my mouth, whether it's really polite or really fucking mean. That's it. I have no problem. I always stood up to Mommy Ramblings lies. I've always stood up to anybody that has attacked me, and that's it. I've never asked Natasha's always like, oh, he needed my help, or he asked me for help, and blah, blah, blah. No, I fucking didn't, dude. Listen, Natasha, you have a really poor judgment of who's using you and who's not. I was an actual friend. I didn't ask you to come on my channel. I didn't go on your panel barely ever unless I had something to say. So if I want to use your name in my videos right now because I'm responding to shit you're saying to me, you damn fucking Skippy, I'm going to do that because you are my content right now. Okay. And it'll be something different next week or whatever. I don't fucking care. You use the shit out of dead people's names all the time, whether it be Gabby Petito or whoever else, only popular people. And I'm going to end on this because I need to, in about a half hour, we're going to be on Ask Your Bartenders channel. But the fact that you sit there and you say that people use your name, Natasha, on your true crime channel, I remember you going on a rant to your followers, yelling at them, because I think you had like 80 people in your chat and you were used to the Gabby Petito volume of viewers. And I think at one point you even had like 5,000 people in your chat. So then you started doing cases that were not so popular and you started screaming at your audience because nobody was showing up. How, you guys, I'm so disappointed in you. You'll show up for this and you won't do this. And I'm trying to do these missing people. And she was angry with everybody because we weren't showing up for the unpopular cases. So what did she do? She stopped fucking talking about the unpopular cases. You know who does talk about those? People like the Locomai Life, people that actually want to help people that are missing that nobody's fucking talking about. But you have no problem throwing someone's name like Gabby Petito in your title fucking every day for like 12 hours per day because you know that that's going to get your fucking numbers that feed your ego up on a daily basis so you can be better than other people. And meanwhile, while you're putting Gabby Petito's name in your titles, you're celebrating making a mark of what was it, 9,000, 10,000 subscribers while you're covering a case and a woman's still fucking missing. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for this. Thank you, Brian Laundrie. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Now let's look for Brian Laundrie and fucking stream for another 24 days until he's found. That's how you fucking operate. I hate Santa. Santa's fucking not real. He's a dick. Okay. And streaming a news channel. So, and the other thing is too, you know, you hadn't seen her diving into her true crime because she was too busy doing this shit, bugging all of us, stirring trouble with us. And you want to know what else? She fucking didn't post on there and didn't do anything. And then she sits there. Listen, that's the reason that I never dived into Gabby Petito. I don't dive into Summer Wells. I'll listen to some of it sometimes. But you want to know fucking what? If any of you wanted to be and like just drop your morals and be like, you know what? I want to get a shit ton of fucking views. I'm just going to fucking talk about this popular case and do it over and over and over again. I learned my lesson with Chris Watts. I was very invested and interested in that case. It came with a lot of fucking trouble. And then you start to feel really bad after a while because there's nothing else left to talk about. Now, there's some people that are still sitting there talking about Chris Watts and whatever. That's fine. I still think there's a lot more to it too. But again, then they see, oh, here's a bigger crime case. Well, you have hundreds, if not thousands of missing people that aren't popular and you're not fucking talking about those and you're not sharing those at all. Okay. That's why she hadn't uploaded to her true crime in a while. She doesn't give a shit about that. Watts was pre-K compared to this shit. Yeah. So that was my response to you, Natasha, on what you did to me. I think they're going to be talking about it on Voice for the Voiceless or somebody's channel about you're welcome to speak about what she did to you. And, I'm not going to trash her. I'm not going to be trashing her on Ask Your Bartender, but I will be on Ask Your Bartender's channel in about 20 minutes. And I love Bang. Lycan, I have like a 24 case of Bang in my closet that Michael bought for me. Fangirl Dutcher squealing because it's, hey, Duchess of Dutchness. Yes, hold on. Let me drop Ask Your Bartender one more time. And, and I even told Ask Your Bartender, I said, I didn't know what the theme was going to be. Thank you, Rose, for posting that. I didn't know what the theme was going to be on Ask Your Bartender. I was like, I don't want to like make it mean or talk poorly about Natasha. She's like, we want to have a conversation on what it's like to be Natasha's friend. So if any of you guys have anything to include with that, I'll see you over on Ask Your Bartender in about 20 minutes about that. So I got to go. Again, my baby is hungry and I really got to go breastfeed. So I love you guys. Thank you for letting me rant. And I will see you over on Ask Your Bartender. Shut the fuck up. No chance.